Have you ever wondered why in the Book of Mormon we have anti-Nephi-Lehis, who are supporters of Nephi and Lehi, and we also have Anti-Christ, which means being against Christ? Why the prefix anti is used in two entirely different ways within just a couple of chapters of each other? Okay, well, I'm not a prophet and nobody was there during the translation, but here's one possibility. The sound, the prefix anti, could be a transliteration from Egyptian of a phrase that means that which is of. So Anti-Nephi-Lehi could be a transliteration of the original Egyptian, which would sound more or less like Anti-Nephi-Lehi to us. Whereas in Anti-Christ, the anti comes from Latin and it means opposed to or opposite of. Think of it this way. I have a friend who's from France. His name is Francois Carrier. My French is not wonderful, but it's passable. Imagine that I went to visit my friend and we had a conversation about the king. Well, as I was talking to Francois, I would be talking to him about le roi. But if I came back and reported to you about my conversation with him, this is how it would go. When I was talking about my friend, I would use his actual name, Francois Carrier, and I would tell you what he said. But when I discussed what we talked about, I wouldn't say we talked about le roi. I'd say we talked about the king. His name is simply transliterated, but when we're discussing something that we have an English word for, I go ahead and translate it. Anti-Nephi-Lehi is a name that we don't have a translation for, whereas Anti-Christ is a concept that we already have a translation for in English. So in short, Anti-Nephi-Lehi is a transliteration and Anti-Christ is a translation.